90% of traders draw support and resistance wrong. Let me show you the right way to draw it. Most people just draw random lines on the chart and then they wonder why price does not respect the analysis. In this video, I'm going to show you the right way to draw support and resistance using highs and lows, the way smart and profitable traders do it. And when you understand this, your chart will become clean, clear, and perfect. Make sure you watch this video to the end because I will show you the exact reasons why price is disrespecting your support and resistance levels. Support is the ground level that pushes price upward, while resistance is the top level that pushes price downward. Support gives buy opportunity, while resistance gives sell opportunity. So let's explain support deeply. Let's assume they are standing on a roof. This is the ground level. So you want to jump downward to the ground. So when you jump from the top of your roof downward, this ground will support you from what? From falling deeper than where you're supposed to land. I don't know if you understand. This level that's supposed to from going continually downward is what we call support. Now for resistance, let's assume that you're in your house and you want to jump upward. When you jump upward, you will definitely hit your roof. When you hit your roof will push you back downward. So that point where you get to after jumping upward that makes you change direction downward is what we call resistance point. So back to this. To identify your support level, you need minimum of 2 lows. So let me give an example. This point right here is a low. This point right here is a low because our lows are always V-shaped. This point here is first low. This point here is second low. Like I said, to get your support level, you need to have minimum of 2 lows. Depending on the amount of lows you have, you connect your lows using an horizontal line. What this means is that when price got to this point, something made price to move upward from here. If you go back to the previous chart, you might see reasons why price moved up from here, but we're not sure. We have to wait for it to happen the second time. So price went upward, came back downward again to that same point, and it moved back upward. It means that there is something happening at this point that is supporting price to go back upward again. After drawing our support line, we just wait for price to come back again to that point, and then we can look for buy opportunity because it has happened here. When price got to this point, it moved upward. The second time when price got to this point, it moved upward. The third time when price got to this point, it should move upward because that is what it has been doing. We wait for this thing and we can look for buy opportunities at that point. Do you understand? So for instance, we make use of highs. We need to spot or identify minimum of 2 highs before we can call that place a valid resistance. Let's assume that this is our chart, right? This point where price gets to and drop, this is what we call our high. This is what we call our L also. We have the first high and we have the second high. What do we do next? Like I said before, all you need to do is when you have minimum of 2 highs, could be more than 2 highs, it means that you can draw your resistance level. We join these 2 highs together to form our resistance. What you simply do is connect them together. By doing this, we have simply drawn our resistance level. This is the first touch, this is the second touch. The price moved upward, got to this point. For some reason, it dropped downward. It went back up the second time, it got to that same level. Also, it dropped. If price goes back again and gets to that our level, price should drop downward. So what do? If price comes back to that point, we can now look for sell opportunities. This is just a simple way to draw support and resistance. Another way to draw support and resistance is by using minimum of 1 high and 1 low. If you see the formation of 1 high and a low on the same level, you can draw your support and resistance. So let's take this for an example. We have an high at this point. This is a low. This is another high, which is also a low. We have 2 highs and we have 2 lows here. What we need is minimum of 1 high and 1 low. It has to be created on the same level. We're going to mark out every high and every low so that it can be easy for you people to understand. Let's mark this low horizontally. You can see that there is no high or low at this point. Now let's go to this one and see if something was formed at that point. So now we draw it horizontally. Price has gotten to this point, but we can't call this a high yet. Anything could happen. Price could move out of this point before doing any reaction, or possibly price could still fall from this point. So let's look at this point, right? We have a low here, so mark it out again. So there is no low or any high that was formed on the level. So let's come to use our high and mark it out, and let's see just straight horizontally. Notice that when I drew this horizontal line, this high was formed on the same level where this low was formed to. Do you understand? We can call this particular point a valid resistance turn support. Why do I call it a resistance turn support? Price came to this point and dropped down. It served as a resistance. But now price came to that point and broke out of it. Then price landed back on it, on that same line. So this line, this level that was a resistance before, is now serving as a support to push price upward. So that made this level what? Resistance turn support. There's another example where we have support turn resistance. Support turn resistance, which means a former support level has now become a resistance level. This is our low, this is an high, this is a low, and this is an high. So as usual, all we need to do is use our horizontal line and mark out our high, mark out our low, mark out our high, and mark out our low. You need to mark out every high and low that are seen on the chart at that moment. There is no high or low that was formed on that point. Mark the next one again. For this also, price is presently at this point, so we don't know anything about the future yet. We have to work with what the past to predict the future of the market. We need to draw this our low right here. You can see that price broke out of this point here. You will not call this anything yet. You know why? Because price has not formed any low or high at that level yet. Price only just broke out of it. So this also is not valid. Let's draw this point and see now. This low connected with this high at this point, which makes this what? A support turn resistance. Why is it support turn resistance? Because price before fell downward to this point, and now this point made price to move backward. It pushed price, it gave price momentum to push back upward. So this is a support, right? So this is a support level, or this was a support level before. So now price moved up to this point, price came down at this point. So as price came down, this support level could no longer hold price because momentum was much. So price broke out of that support level downward. So now when price came back to that point again, that same level that was before, that was former support level, what did he do? He pushed downward, which means the support level, or the level which was once a support level, is now acting as what? As a resistance level, because it pushed price downward. So this is how to draw your support turn resistance.